And in living color. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, Red. I did. Got on here later than usual. Hopefully Wilson can join us. Did you do a workout today? I've been on a few minutes. It was having trouble connecting. So I've got about 10 minutes in. So we have about 28 minutes to go. I think it's because it's warm and a Sunday. Look, you're the only one, Red. Yeah, I'm talking to you. And it doesn't mean hanging curtains. No, Charles, you bite your lip. Gold Mist, can I marry you? I have a Mr. Mustard. I am taken. I have a Mr. Mustard and 4 kids. Thank you, Skylar. Hello, Ronald. Yeah. No, you bite. You messed your leg up, but I will do some arm-free weights and sit-ups. There you go. There you go. What's shaking? Got any single friends? You know, most of my friends are actually married now. Watch your videos before, they're so good. Thank you, Skylar. I'm building them. So just started a few weeks ago. I'm working on it. So there'll be more. So yes, exactly. Married and 4 kids. No one's ever read your comments before, Skylar? That's not cool. One of my best friends is named Skylar. ER. But yeah, it's a good name. Almost named my son Skylar. So who else worked out today? I've got cardio. You guys couldn't tell. Yay, more of your videos. I'm actually 10 years old and I really think you're really pretty. Aw, thank you. My daughter is your age. She's like, I'm not pimping her out here. That is not what I'm doing. Yeah, I have a daughter your age. That was awkward. Anyway, that's really cool, Skylar. Thank you. You had to go to gymnastics today and work out. I ran and I had to do sit-ups. My daughter did gymnastics. She really likes it. But they definitely have to be conditioned. So she does a lot of the step are here. And strong. So I would do, so red 10 is too young to try to build massive amounts of muscle because their joints and their body and their bones are all still growing. But it doesn't mean they shouldn't go to the gym because they still squat, they still jump, and they still need to strengthen those muscles to a degree. So it's just about being very careful. And he would be with gymnastics if he was my client. So I have more basketball clients because that's what I played. But he would be performance mixed with strength because he can't be too big either. And then upper body strength would obviously be favored more so than, let's say, a bodybuilder that wants to have upper and lower matching more. No offense, Skylar. But her, like, you're going to be a little more top heavy because of your sport, right? So if you were to actually listen to the live that we did about pre-workouts, and then also the live that we did about sets and reps, I go over the different rep ranges, set ranges, speeds, and then also the pre-workouts that you would want to use for a performance-based sport or a strength-based sport or like bodybuilding type stuff. So you can listen to more about that. Skylar, what's your daughter's name and where do you guys live? Because if my dad sees your videos and he can ask you if me and daughter have a play date. No offense, Skylar, but my daughter doesn't hang out with many people because I'm a helicopter mom. So, you know, if the stars align one day and we happen to meet you, that's cool. But, yeah. Anyway, red. No, I agree. My youngin was so annoyed that weights were not allowed till older. Yes. And so, like, for insurance purposes, our insurance company for the gym will not insure children under the age of 13 working out at our facility. However, there are ways that kids can still come and work out with parent permission and guidance and supervision. So we do have family programs. The kids have to be with their parent. They have to be supervised. And the parent is the one on the line, you know, if they get hurt. But I think, like I had mentioned in yesterday's confessional, we give free memberships to the teachers. Well, we also give discounted memberships to the students at my girls' school. So we want to encourage them to come. You just have to have a parent with you. So, yeah, it's really lame. And most gyms, like in LA Fitness or the big box gyms, they won't let you do that. They'll send you to kids club, which is retarded. So, well, it's not that you can't do it because of your bones, Skylar. It's just people will say kids your age shouldn't be in the gym. And it's because you have to be extremely careful with how you're lifting, what you're lifting, your form, everything, because you're still growing. So your bones are still growing. You're still getting taller. So west to Seattle, I'm going to assume you're from Seattle. My sister used to live up there. Yeah. Any anxiety, your head will hit the ceiling. It's done it so many times. Yeah, not right now. But if I do sprints on the stair stepper, which my coach will have me do, usually close to the show, I've hit it quite a few times. Yeah. But I would much rather have this piece of equipment close by, even though the gym's not far, because then I can separate my cardio from my leg workouts, and I train legs 5 times a week. So I like to put a meal in between my workouts and my cardio. So let's see. What's next? Oh, you're getting anxiety. I read that wrong. I'm kind of bouncing, so I thought I said already. Yeah, anyway. 5 times a week. 3 days is quads. And no, sorry, 3 days is glutes. And then 2 days is quads. And one of those quad days has hamstrings mixed in. So a little bit of posterior there. And then the other leg day, the other quad day, has calves mixed in. So, and then I do upper body. I hit shoulders and biceps once a week. I hit chest and triceps once a week. And biceps and rear delts once a week. So, do you guys live in Fitzgerald? No. Where's Fitzgerald? Mm-mm. Give me a state or a country. Yeah. I'm in the US. I know a lot of people that tend to come to my lives lately are not. I'm not writing anything. I'm on the stepper. So you'll see. It's the Stairmaster. You know, Lucky, I really don't. Can't say that I do. I'm good. No, married, 4 kids. Nah. Beyond that. Yeah. 10 plus years married, so yeah. You're watching from London. I've wanted to go to London. Have not been. I do want to go one day. My sister-in-law went there when she was doing this trip to get her horse. So that's cool. I don't have a horse. Dan, for 4 kids, you look phenomenal. Thank you. A lot of work. A lot of work. Every day. But it makes me, I say this every time I feel like a broken record, but it makes me a better mom. So no headache, terrible times. I'm right here. And I'm hard-headed. But what was I saying? Yeah, so after every kid, I've done a fitness competition and I've won them. So I didn't just like kind of get in shape. I like won it. So that's fun. I should post a video of the trophies we have up from my shows, but I've also done it for probably since right before I had our first kid. So for over 10 years, I've competed in bodybuilding. So I've skipped from, started out in bikini, and then, oh, you work with horses. That's cool. Started out in bikini. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the divisions, but it's the one with the least amount of muscle. I didn't place well. I have big legs, so they don't like that in that division. Then I went up to figure. I didn't like that. I didn't like the posing. I felt like a man. You have to like pose like this. Get a kid, life is over. Focus on the kids and nothing matters anymore. That doesn't offend me at all. And you're not being rude at all. And how do you say your name? Zavu? Not rude at all. Society, I feel, is not supportive of women, for one. We expect women to just bounce back right off the get-go. But the body has to go through such an immense, they say it's like the second most painful thing you could ever feel. Like, I think it's comparable to breaking your bones, like 28 bones at once. I've done it naturally 3 times of the 4. The first time, though, I was induced. So that, to me, is Satan's drug, Pitocin, makes it 10 times worse. Anyway, after you have your baby, your hormones plummet to that of like a menopausal woman. Induced, not seduced. That's funny. So your hormones drop. And for any of you guys who are 35 or older, how do you feel when you have low testosterone? You feel like crap, right? You don't want to get up and do anything. You're not motivated. Same with us women. But now add all of our hormones. We're just like, bleh, right? So, but now we're expected to take care of this baby and love it with no sleep and no help. You know what they do in Japan? They make the mom stay home for like 30 days, I think it is, and you're just with your baby in bed. And family comes and helps you clean the house. Like, that's what they do. That's their focus, is mom and baby. So in the US, mom's usually at home on leave. Dad stays home as long as he can, but he's not making money, or he has to go back to work. So you have no help, low sleep, which makes you feel like you're drunk, trying to take care of this thing you've never had before, if it's your first especially, and you're trying to breastfeed, which alone is hard. It's just hard, especially if you had drugs. Go watch the documentary Business of Being Born, because when you get drugged, when you're in labor, you drug your baby. If you can see what a baby will naturally do when they haven't been drugged in labor, they will naturally find your, can I say this? Your breast, your boob. Like, they'll have that instinct because they're not drugged up, right? In the same token, when you do things like an epidural, I get it, I did it. First baby, you did it. It only works on half of the side. I was in so much pain. So it's not even guaranteed to work. They're giving you things like fentanyl and all kinds of other crazy stuff. Your baby gets that too. I'm not saying don't go to the hospital, don't have an epidural. You do you. But for me, when I learned the benefits of doing it naturally for me and my baby, that was it. So done it natural at home ever since. But that's another thing. So you have your baby, you're at home, hard to eat, husband's probably working, maybe you don't have a husband there. And then your nutrition. You're not eating great food. Most of the food that is out there is crap, and most of what we've been taught is crap, right? Most people don't know how to eat. In fact, if you listen to my video, the live we did about nutrition, and we talked about how I went to my OBGYN when I found out I was pregnant with our first baby, and they tried to give me the food pyramid as my guide of eating. Like, what the you want me eating mostly bread? No, like, not that bread is terrible, but my friend, my lips are sealed on the name. My friend went to the hospital, okay, severely diabetic, couldn't feel her feet. I love you, because I know you're watching. They wanted to give her a freaking bagel. A bagel! Get the fuck, Carly, what are we gonna say to that? Get the fuck out of here. I am a giant right now. I'm on a stepper. And I'm talking business. They gave her a bagel. I was on the phone. I found that out. I was screaming my head off. Throw away that bagel. That's going to kill her. Anyway, I love you. So, hospitals don't know anything. But, no, sorry for my nurses. I love my nurses. You're not taught anything and you don't have the tools. And if you are taught anything, it's probably self-taught because you're smart and you realized you're not making people healthy. So, I eat meat too. Yeah. Woo. Hold on. You guys will see it. No, carbs are good, but not the food pyramid. Like, anyway. So you have bad nutrition, bad guidance, no help, hormones suck. Half your immune system has to come back online because it was shut down so that you didn't kill your baby in your tummy. So you have a lot going on. And there comes a point, I think, for every mom where they're ready inside to, oh, thank you. So my whole long story is getting to how it makes me a better mom. I feel like somewhere around month 3 or 4, you're getting into a groove with baby. Things are feeling good. You start to feel like you can do your hair, take a shower, maybe incorporate another task. And that's where I say you start small. So start with just dialing in nutrition, or start with a little bit of cardio. Whatever it is, you start small. And when I do that, my nutrition is better, so my patience is bigger. My energy is higher for my kids. I'm able to focus more because my brain has fuel, which its first fuel source is carbohydrate, that's glucose. So it's happy, I'm eating. And usually good food that's not processed. So I'm fueling what I like to call my Ferrari. And not only that, when I make sure I pick a show. So like I know I'm going to be half naked in heels on stage. So I have to get in shape. So I signed up right off the bat. I go online. I'll be like 5 or 6 months out. No, excuse me. That's usually when I'll know what my show's going to be. But about month 3 or 4 is when I'll actually sign up. So I'll sign up for my show, get my plan from my coach, and from then on, it is just training pretty much 5 days a week. Excuse me. Meal prep, eating 6 times a day, drinking my gallon of water. No, first nutrition is beer. Off season, sure. Bucha, I'm with you on that one. That's off season. and in moderation too, because you don't want to block testosterone, even for a female, especially for a female. But you can't see him, mister. So if this t-shirt makes you say that, then well, okay then. That was easy. No, just kidding. So anyway, when I pick a show, then I'm able to get that nutrition dialed in, my cardio, my workouts. And like I said, I'm a better mom because I have more food in me than I would if I wasn't prepping. Because then I know some of my girls can relate to this, not eat, feed the kids, and just keep cleaning or working or going on to something I feel is more important than feeding myself. And so with a show, you can't do that. You can't not eat or you look like crap and you feel like crap. So that makes me eat. That makes me do my cardio, which then makes me feel better, because when you have fat, excess fat, they release toxins in your body 24/7. So you're removing that toxic buildup, but also you're increasing endorphins. So when you're doing cardio, you're increasing endorphins with that adrenaline and that cortisol, which we talked about in the pre-workout live that we just did last week. So you're getting that cortisol peak, your adrenaline is spiking, which then gives you like that endorphin rush, right? So like that runner's high when you're running. Not right now. But you feel good. When you work out, you boost testosterone. Every time you contract your muscles, you boost testosterone. So for my females especially, that might be estrogen dominant, resistance training. I know they think cardio because they're bigger, but you want the weightlifting because that alone boosts testosterone, okay? Which helps balance out naturally that estrogen dominance. Not saying that alone will do it, but it helps. So nice little tool in your tool bag. You tell them, Red. Hey, Beetle. How's it going? Hey, Danny and El Camino. Thank you. So getting ready for a show. If there's a new mom or a soon-to-be mom out there, send them this video. Let them know you will feel better. Is it hard? Yeah. But being a mom is hard. I would rather have it be hard and feel good and look good. You know, but you got to have the right plan too. So don't just go and do cardio or throw shit at the wall. Get someone to guide you, because just like myself, I know what to do. I coach people all over the globe. I know how to get in shape. I get people, they drop feet off their waistlines. I've only uploaded the last 2, and I've been doing this for over 10 years. So I should upload all of our past people. I might do that, or like do a video. But I've only uploaded our Footlong Hall of Famers since I started. And that's 2 people. And they don't starve themselves. They work hard. They're single moms, they're dads, they're regular moms. Not to say single moms aren't regular moms, because you are. Your life is way harder. So anyway, if you can, hit the like and subscribe before you leave, and send this video to a mom or a dad that you know that needs to get their ass into gear, because they have kids. They need to protect those kids. I think of those hikers. Man, I know I'm such a true crime junkie, and I hate to always bring it to something like that, but I think that's why I listen to that, is I always want to be prepared of like, what's the wackiest crap that's going down right now, you know? And that guy jumping out of the trails randomly, like, yeah, I'm going to be ready for that. So anyway, some of the things I think about. Cardio confessionals, we got 5 minutes left. I started a little bit before you guys got here. I was having trouble connecting. And we have 38 minutes today because yesterday I was short 8 minutes because my baby woke up early. So doing the extra now. So I know one of the other lazy ass besides me that should be in the gym, Beetle. Get it? You're in Discord. There's workouts in there that you can use. No excuses. So if you want, join the Discord. Wilson, I think, right? The Discord one worked. But I put workouts in there. I also put workouts on our Instagram. And I think I'll start posting them. I posted on TikTok. Hey, what? And what did you do after cardio is done? Well, I'll probably sit for a minute. And then hang out with my kids. And then fix them dinner, put them to bed. And the next day comes around and around and around. So I usually like to separate my cardio from my workouts. So I won't go work out right now. I usually don't do cardio this late either. Then back to being mama. Yes, sir. The mom game never stops. And there's always time. Always time. If my kids were out here, they'd be running around behind me. But they're busy out front getting dirty. They love to play in the dirt. So you're welcome. Thank you for subbing. I hope to see you again. We're going to do some lives this week. One of them I've got planned is some of the most watched fitness workouts on YouTube. We're going to go over them and talk about why they're good or not and why. So if you want to watch that, you might laugh a lot. But there's 5 of the big ones. They all have I think it's 1 million or so views of these shorts and then their channel. It's insane. But it makes sense why people don't know how to get in shape. So we get to kind of debunk these videos. So Beetle. Oh wait, Red. Got my free weights in while listening to you. Sit-ups next. Yeah. Red finally did her weights. And then Beetle, how long does it take, or does a weight training session routine take? All the regulars going to be annoyed. No. So if you're not bullshitting around, should not take longer than an hour. And if it does take longer than an hour, you're likely doing too much. And if you're doing too much, I hope you either skipped a day and that's why you're doing too much, or you're doing too much and stop it. Does that make sense? So every muscle has a purpose, and that'll determine the different mixtures of muscle fibers for each muscle. So my shoulder muscles aren't made of the same 3 muscle fiber ratio that we talked about in that sets and reps video as my legs, because they have to do different things. So your shoulder muscles have a lot more of that endurance muscle fiber than, say, your legs. So I'm saying that because if you are working out your shoulders and you're doing like this drop set, superset type high rep thing, like maybe it could go over an hour. And then if you're also supersetting two opposing like body parts, so shoulders and glutes or shoulders and biceps, right? Something that's not the same. So, and I say not the same, like, so not shoulders and chest, because you're going to use your shoulders a little bit when you train your chest. And you're going to use your chest a little bit when you train your shoulders. Same thing with the triceps. So I try to group them front and back if I'm going to group them, which then might push me over an hour. But for the most part, I would say an hour. And then too, you want to take into consideration the muscle. They have a certain number of like reps in them. They have a certain amount of glycogen in them. So rep capability, depending on your weights. So I like to stay somewhere between like 100 reps for that muscle or so. Depends on if it's a compound lift, like maybe a deadlift or a squat. And then am I doing heavier, like 5 sets? So yeah, this is how it gets fun. So like, I always think of like art, you know, you can just take paint and go blah, or you can be very specific about the type of paint. Is it acrylic paint? Is it an oil? Is it water based? And then the brush, and then the canvas. And so like, I don't know if any of you guys on Instagram see that Jesus painting that's like 3D, you know, and then you can do that with your paintings. So yeah, you can go in there and just do reps and sets. But if you really want to have the shape you're looking for with the right detail in the right places and like how you look and not take a million years to get there and get there in the fastest way possible, that's what I like to do. So your reps, your tempo, your speed will then determine the workout length. Generally an hour. I can never answer anything short. But look at, we did extra time. We did extra time. Thanks guys for doing extra time with me and helping me do extra time. We will have more cardio confessionals. I have cardio 6 days a week. I will not do 6 confessionals a week, but I will pop on randomly. So make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and then share this with a friend. All right? And don't forget the mustard. See you guys later.